Things just went from bad to worse between Prado and Kawasaki. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's jump back on the Moto merry-go-round and examine the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly. Only examine rainbows and sunshine and electric motorcycles.
No. Somebody's got to read between the lines and look between the ruts. We got some ruts to look through. George, welcome back to the swimming pool, dude. You've been in the deep end all year long since Supercross. Since Supercross, again, everybody was like, wait till we get to the outdoors. And you've shown that you can ride. You've pulled whole shots. You've led laps or been up front more than once. But this last performance at Budds Creek was nothing short of embarrassing. How could you do it? It was clear. It's almost like you're doing this on purpose. That's what it looks like. But as I read between the lines and look between the ruts, what I'm seeing right now is there's something going on between Cowie and George right now where they're in some kind of stalemate, it would appear. That there's some kind of basically legal issues. In George's camp, they're probably telling him just pack it in, stink up the joint, because that's the only way we're going to get Cowie to let you out of this contract. Because Cowie's probably got the biggest bargaining chip because he signed his name on the dotted line. You can't just decide, George, that I'm done and I don't like this bike and I'm going to go ride the KTM because they're interested in taking me. It doesn't matter. And how do you think this makes Chase feel? Because George is over there saying the bike sucks. And Chase is like, dude, I'm about to go ride this thing. And then apparently George is about to go ride his bike. You know, the factory equipment is more than capable of winning. It's the rider. It's their commitment. It's their ability to translate what they need to the team to give them enough ammunition to build the bike around the rider or vice versa, right? But when you get these prima donnas, and I'm sorry, Chase has got a little prima donna in him as well. But Chase is American, so you get the full hall pass in my book. Will we blow you apart if we get a chance? Oh, yeah. If you make one misstep, we'll be all over you like a cheap suit. Of course. This is Moto. Welcome to Gladiator Games, Blood Sport, Evil Knievel, Extreme Sports. It's not football. Call it playoffs. I don't care what you do. It doesn't change it. Now, clearly, side note, you guys, the Moto community, and if you're new, get subscribed to the Walty Wanderers YouTube channel, participate in some of the polling. We're going to jump over some polling here in a moment around Jorge, but we're inviting the actual Moto community into these shows. And guess what? Have you seen some changes going on with the industry? They're starting to understand the waters they're swimming in. They're like, dude, this is Moto. This is Gladiator Games. This is blood sport. We can't sugarcoat it too gnarly, even though they really are trying. They're trying, but they're getting so much pushback in the conference rooms. The industry suits are in. The people that don't even know how to ride or start an electric bike themselves. They need Kickstart Kenny to kick it over for them. They're not talking about how it's all rainbows and sunshine. They're like, dude, these guys are serious, and these YouTubers are starting to blow us apart. And I don't care what they do. We will blow you apart. It doesn't matter if we go back to the 2000s in the golden era of the sport. If the internet was available like it is now anyway, with social media, we'd be blowing apart that thing too. It's what we do and they should be stoked. I've always said, if people are talking crap industry, at least they're talking. Every major league sport has critics. What makes you different? What makes you different? You're not. You're more susceptible to this than any other sport because this is a gnarliest sport, the most dangerous sport. Don't sugarcoat it. Stop sugarcoating it. Believe me, trust and believe. They will start grasping on to what I'm saying right now. Because believe it or not, they watch these shows and they read between the lines and look between the cracks. Now, a lot of them are so dense, they just can't get out of their own way. And there's a lot of division in there. There's a lot of people on board with what we're saying here, but there's a lot of people that aren't. They're just trying to maximize their dollars and protect their investors. That's it. Now, George, you're back to the swimming pool, brother. Here's the thing. I don't know how this shakes out for you, but one thing I'm seeing is there's something going on legally now between you and Cowie, because what you've shown recently on the track is even worse than what you were showing before. I mean, to not even be in the fast 40 on a factory bike, I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think that's ever happened. Congratulations, George. You're breaking all the wrong records now. Now, there's probably a reason. Your camp is probably telling you just go stink up the joint so Cowie lets you go and gives us what we want. Otherwise, we're just going to go. Because if you're George's camp, you're like, I want out of my Cowie contract, Cowie. Cowie's like, sorry, you've signed this deal. And if you want to leave, that's fine, but we're not paying you. And then he's like, well, fine. But his team and his camp's like, just go out there and don't even qualify. Then they enforced the provisional and forced him to go race. So when the gate drops, of course, he gets a great start, but then starts getting passed by privateer Cowies. He's got a target on his back now, too. His heart is not in it. I bet you that guy's not even training during the week. I don't even think he's showing up for testing anymore. Clearly he's not, because if he could win, he would win, no matter what bike he was on the Cowie or otherwise. Why, you ask? Of course, I'm going to tell you, because your stock value goes up. So if you're trying to maneuver to a different team or bike, it's only going to help you to go put in finishes. So something's clearly wrong with you. Now, today we got a little variation in this. So like I said, if you're new, get subscribed to the Walty Wanderers community page on the YouTube channel. Throw in your open face and some tear-offs, because the roost tends to fly in there for sure. The bench racing is second to none. But today we're going to jump over to Instagram, where we also did some polling at the Walty Wanderers MX Instagram account. And we asked a question there. The reason we're going to Instagram is because Jorge posted on his Instagram that he has not been comfortable on that bike. I mean, he just threw Cowie all the way under the bus. So let's go ahead and jump over, take a look and see what Jorge said, then some of the polling that we did on Instagram, and even some of your comments. Then we'll be back here and wrap it up. Let's get started.
All right, race fans, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors, throw on an open face and a fresh pair of tear-offs, because the roost is about to fly. When asked on the Walty Wanderers community page of the Instagram channel, George takes a very public shot at Kawasaki, putting the blame on the bike. Does this mean that it's officially over? 94% of you said, yup. Put a fork in them. It is over. Walty, this thing is all but done. Well, let's jump over and take a look at exactly what George had to say on his Instagram. Then we'll roll in and take a lap around some of your comments. George takes to Instagram and says, it was a very tough season, to say the least. Cruising around every single race was heartbreaking for me, especially knowing my capabilities. Never felt comfortable on the bike, not even a bit. This builds to an unsafe feeling on it. Didn't expect this year to go this way at all. Happy to be in one piece and fit. Hopefully we're back where we belong soon. Well, George, I'm not so sure about that, bro. You might have just did yourself more damage than good. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the comments and see what the Moto community is saying. First up at the starting gate, rocking a fresh pair of tear-offs and some work boots, is Holden vs. the World, with the part where he says he gave 100% is my favorite. This guy should be a factory comedian. Boom, and there it is there. That's not looking good, George. Let's see who's up next. Alex works on bikes, pops the clutch, and gets a handful and almost loops out with, oh yeah, blaming the machine. Boom, and there it is there, George. Pulling your covers again. Nice one, bro. Let's see who's up next. Sunreal comes flying into the first turn, washes the front end, and almost goes down on the overgroomed track with, it's him. Regardless of bike setup, you keep the pace. You showed you can go without crashing. Not a good look, showing obvious defeat by no longer trying to do his best. He was half-assed after a few guys passed him every race. Boom, and there it is there, George. Kind of pulled your covers, bro. Thanks for the comment. Let's see who's up next. Roasted Ben comes flying in, banging bars and trading paint with, this was over 3 rounds ago, bro. Boom, and there it is there. George, this is starting to hurt. Wichita Jackson launches the step up, picks up a case with, Multiple privateers on a Cowie qualified better than him at Unadilla. Boom, and there it is there. George, you're getting smoked by privateer guys on Cowies. And your factory bike doesn't work? Come on, bro. Thanks for the comment. Let's see who's up next. Last but certainly not least, HD Militia internet whistleblower comes in with, it's always been a POS. Boom, and there it is there. HD saying the Cowie isn't even a good bike to start with. Chase, I don't know, bro. Should you get worried? I'm not sure, dude. Anyway, thanks to everybody who participated. If you're new, jump over, get your tear-offs ready, because the roost tends to fly, and get in there and do some bar banging yourself. Now let's jump back to the studio and wrap this one up.
All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. George, man, you are in massive trouble. This is getting, like, I don't remember. And I've worked in the industry deep. In the trenches, blood, sweat, and tears. I've dealt with the politics. I know how it is in there, George. It's nothing nice. But when you're getting paid as an elite rider, it's a little different story. And you didn't do yourself any favors. Now, I can't completely say I don't understand if you're not happy at the team or whatever the case may be. But there's certain etiquette you have to have in business and in moto. And primarily in the moto, because the moto community has clearly jumped all over you like a cheap suit. You're probably dreading even going on to social media. You're probably not even, I don't even think you're posting on your social media. I'm sure you have somebody, some social media manager kid doing your posting, and maybe it's even lawyers at this point. How do we get George out of his contract? In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy who wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. There's shark-infested Jorge Prado. Welcome to the swimming pool, my brother. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. My feeling is that there's a legal battle going on, and you're maneuvering yourself to try to get out of this deal. And that's why we're seeing the results that you're putting in. Somebody in your camp is telling you potentially to do this, or you're just doing it on your own. But one thing's clear, this deal is all but over. And that's why Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, gonna love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.